real quick. So here's the, kind of the good news, Andrew. The good news is we're all about options. So let me show you kind of a map to get you where you want to be. I think I can help. Okay, so when you look at like a Nissan, or not Nissan, sorry, Kia Optima, like the one that he's picked out, on a list price brand new, what would that car have been?
I just showed him.
But what would it have been?
$34,000.
34-ish, right?
Yeah.
So if half of that is 17, so 15 is somewhere around here, okay? So just as a kind of here's how we can help each other get where you want. That car brand new is 34, so at 50% value you're here, so you're right around 40-ish, 43% or so value. What we're essentially looking for is a car that's basically depreciated by 57% of its original value. The way that happens, and that's part of where you're seeing the differential, is obviously, Andrew, it's going to be in the condition of the car, the history of the car, how old the car is, the miles, the equipment, and of course the supply in general of that car. For example, if I got a yellow or green car, I'm making you a screaming deal on it. Right. nobody's beating down my door for a yellow, right? But I was like, that car I can make you a screaming deal. So basically, the more condition issues the car has, rock chips, a little tear here, scuffed rim, more condition, lower price. More things on the history, small accident, multiple owners, right? Any of those kinds of things, lower the price. The older the car, the lower the price. The more miles, the lower the price. The less equipment, the lower the price. The, less, if you will, demand, lower the price. So when a client says to me, I'm looking to accomplish the primary goal of getting into a sedan that's reliable, that I can take on the road, put some miles on it, and not be afraid of that in 2 years, 3 years, I'm screwed. When a client says that to me, my question then becomes, okay, given these criteria, and we're trying to find a 57% essential depreciation, I need a vehicle that's going to have some conditions, some history, it's going to be old miles. I need to know where in those ranges are you kind of more flexible, so that I can kind of then in my inventory find the solution that still gets you the most important thing, the four-door, the reliability, the economy. You follow me?
Right.
And then you, the consumer, get to choose, because it's your money. You get to say, so you're telling me for a payment of X, I get this, but if I pay Y, I get this. For me, $30, $40 a month, I'd rather do that to buy down 20,000 miles and to get the moon roof and all that. That's worth it. Some people are like, that $30 would take the cheese out of my macaroni. Well, if you know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, let's not do it.
Yeah, the reason it drove me to here is because I like the V6. I like the power, a little more power than the 4-cylinder.
100%.
That's why I got the turbo here. That's why we've discussed briefly about going to the 4-cylinder. I really don't want to do it, though.
And you've experienced the 4-cylinder personally?
No.
So before you would make a decision that might cost you more money initially or on the long run, I think you may want to entertain it, even if it's just up and down this little strip here, because I've had customers say, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the performance. Because they're coming from, like, for example, your Honda. What year is your Honda?
2015.
Oh, so it's a newer car. And is it a V6? Or? Okay. So the technologies of today, the performance and aspects of today's cars, when people think 4-cylinder, they're thinking of the 4-cylinder I had 8 years ago. They're not thinking about the 4-cylinder of a 2013, 14, or 15 car. It's just the technology has advanced dramatically. If you look at the horsepower ratings on a 4-cylinder today compared to a 4-cylinder even 8 years ago, they're heads and tails apart from each other. So I appreciate you want the performance. You probably also want the economy, and you want the price. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm wanting to find that balancing act for you and with you.
Right.
So if the 4-cylinder, other than the performance, fits the criteria of the budget, I would definitely entertain, get it out here and give it a little bit of juice. And if you get pulled over for the juice, we'll roll in the ticket into the deal, finance out the, But obviously this makes sense to you, right? And so it's just a balancing act. But he's 100% correct. Even your own gut check is correct. When you first looked by product and you sorted by price, the only reason you found our car is because you said that's the right car, and it's a great price. Otherwise, you don't even see our car on the list.
Right.
If we're the most expensive, we go out of business. So, where's a 4-cylinder one? You got a stock number? Let's
go for a spin.
one take a shot, right? We're in the investigative stage.
All right.
Okay. So tell me something else. What's your line of business? You said you drive. What do you do?
I work for a brokerage firm in Jersey City.
What does that mean, a brokerage firm?
So, like, I put buyers and sellers together for equity derivatives.
Okay, so that's I'm thinking like stock market trading kind of thing, right? Yep. So buyers and sellers together means that you've got a firm that's got something for sale, and then are you actually calling? Because I get calls all the time from people who are like, hey, I'm with ABC, financial. We've got a oil rig thing on Houston.
It's all institutional. I don't talk to the public, really.
You're not calling the people. You're not calling man on the street, Joe Blow.
No.
So who are you? Who's your customer?
Oh, so hedge funds, banks, market makers, mutual funds,
okay,
stuff like that. So they hedge their risk in their portfolio. So they call us to put them in it's equity derivatives. So to hedge their GE portfolio or the stock they're long or short or whatever. So they come to me. They all have very sophisticated pricing and what options are worth.
Of course.
And so I go out to the market and find out a buyer or seller, whatever I need, and I put them together and I charge both sides.
So you get a slice on both sides of the transaction. So I mean, I don't know that you would consider this, but is that basically a sales position? Or you're technically a salesman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that leads me to the second question. Every time I meet anybody in sales, I always ask, Andrew, when you're buying something, this is a customer service kind of question. Whenever you're buying something that's money, it's a couch, it's a TV, or it's a car, from a salesman's perspective, because you understand what it takes to make deals happen, what makes a good salesperson to you personally? What do you look for in the experience beyond a good deal? What's important to you?
It's comfort. It really comes down to it.
Yeah.
Both sides feel good, and that's the way it's got to go, and they don't come back.
Right. So from the sales professional you're working with, as a person
who put the buyer and the seller together, and they both have to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if one thinks you got over on the other.
That's it.
It's done.
That's right. I like to sometimes say it this way, though. I'll say, because I agree with you. I'll say, look, I think what we're going to have to do is come to a mutually disagreeable number that we both agree on.
Right. Exactly. And it happens all the time.
It does, doesn't it?
It happens for every one I do. 10, it happens the other way.
Yeah.
So.
It's so true.
It's all you have, really.
Yeah. And now, I tell you, that's what I was saying about him. Look at this here. You see that? Raven fan advocate? This guy, I tell you, he really is. I even gave him that name because I said, Mark, you're not even a car salesman. You're a raving fan advocate. He creates some of the most loyal and happy customers that I've just seen, and I've been 15 years doing this. Because for him, it's not about a transaction; it's about a relationship. To the point, I'll just be a little transparent with you while he's getting your car. To the point when he'll lose a deal, and it'll chew his lunch up, rehashing in his head for 2 days how we missed that customer. Because he just emotionally, and that's the one thing I think I have to train him the most to do, is detach.
Right.
Most sales, kind of the cliche guy doesn't give a damn. Right. It's the other way around. It's like I'm trying to tell him, at some point you got to let go. Yeah, it does. It haunts him. So, but anyways, yeah. So I'm really glad you're working with Mark, especially because you come from a service industry yourself, so you can appreciate great service.
Right.
And he's an options guy, which is why he'll go out of his way. If it was, it is raining. I was just going to say if it was raining outside. No, if it was thunderstorm and lightning, he'd still run out there in the rain to get you.
Did offer last week to stay open. I said no.
He would have.
Yeah, I know he would have. So that's why.
See, he's here from Mark too.
Yeah.
See, this is what it's like all day with him. So, yeah, the pie guy. What do you think of that? It's a little hokey, but we like it.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
It works. You gotta have something.
You gotta have something.
That's the other guy here at the office.
Exactly. That's what I tell these guys too. I said, look, if you're just a car salesman, then don't be surprised when people treat you like just a car salesman. But you got to be human, and you got to have something to separate you. Otherwise, you get lost in the mix pretty fast. You good? All right, let's take a look at it, Andrew. See if it makes sense. Where are we at, boss? Right out here behind this one? Okay. Jackie. Congrats! Congrats! Can I help with anything?
No, I don't think so. I just have a handful of things to get out.
Okay. Do you need an umbrella or something? I can see if I can find one.
No.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna let you guys experience the car for yourselves. Andrew, give me your full report when you get back, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.